How's that for your 6th anniversary? Just start off with your old intro. Nice and wonderful. But anyway, welcome back to Yoshi Station, or welcome if you've just joined. I completely fiddled this intro up. But today's more of a history lesson on my channel and my interest in recording. Be aware that this might be a slightly long video, depending how it goes. So I'd recommend grabbing a drink, snacks, and other things. So let's get started. I've always had a fascination with recording. I used to record every time when I was younger. I recorded everything I did, from random stuff to remakes to parodies. Basically anything under the sun went. Obviously none of these have been uploaded, and this will probably be the only footage you'll ever see from this, era. But yeah. Now, at the time of these recordings, I wanted to become a YouTuber. And basically did anything. And I thought they were all pretty good at the time. But looking back at it now with how much I've advanced, most of the jokes fall flat. It's pretty cringeworthy. And I can't help but not listen to the voices. How squeaky was I when I was younger? Jesus Christ. I mostly think of this small area as the testing ground. As seeing what could work in my modern age of YouTubing, editing stuff, but what also doesn't work. And there are a lot of things that do work, such as what you're seeing right now. This is a custom parody movie which I did all the way back in 2016. I hope I'm planning doing a little bit more with stuff like this, but at the same time I've got parodies like engines, so it's do I even really need to worry about this, or do I just... This could work, but it depends if I can be bothered. That's what I'm saying. Also, I can't really help but question some of the stuff. I remember recording one video where James and Pikachu go to prison after committing theft. Yeah, that's a lot of dumb stuff. But it could also work. This prison thing could honestly work if it was just a one-off video, not canon to any series. I'm probably gonna do that at some point, so maybe be on the lookout for that, maybe, I don't know yet. But honestly, I can't help but look back at these with a lot of nostalgia for them. And there's a load of old plushies in there which I haven't used for a long time. Like a rhinoceros named Sparky, and its little baby called Ian. I believe that was because at the time, wildlife park? I actually have no idea. But also the device that they were being recorded on. Back at the time, I didn't know iMovie, so I just recorded on that device. And if anything went wrong, I had to start the entire video again. Nowadays, I'll just go, if a model derails, sugar. Put it back on the rails and take 2. Whereas before, if the model derailed on the very last shot, redo the whole thing. Yeah, I seriously had no idea how to video edit. Yeah, would you still believe me if I told you I still have the exact device that they were recorded on? Yeah, it doesn't really turn on that much anymore. You can see how much its case is broken. Just goes to show you that this thing was loved. It wasn't until around 2016, I think, where I got a new iPad. An iPad for my birthday. And, naturally I was recording on there, doing my own thing, blah, blah, blah. And then one day, on February 3rd, 2017, something happened. I came home one day and then went on YouTube and saw a button which I never saw before. A giant plus with a camera on the side. Naturally, my brain just went, ooh, button, click. And then it took me to an option to do something, to upload a video. of a video I already recorded, or record my own video. So I recorded my own video, and then I did all the things, you know, button, title, description, and then Yoshi Station was effectively born. I still didn't know iMovie at the time, so all the videos I recorded on my iPad like 2017, 2018 were all done in one massive go, and the videos which needed cutting were done on the old device. That was until around, I think, August, I actually discovered, oh, iMovie, so I tried it, then I published my first thing with it, which was the Steam Team trailer, a project which I'm not too fond of, and that's effectively how I got into iMovie. I still use iMovie for a lot of videos, but I've also ventured out into other platforms like Videoleap, and I once used an app called Splice. I mostly used it for the chroma key, you know, the green screen, where, you know, I could just plonk something in the shot, just have it there as it is. That was until they made it premium. Then I basically just said, right, no, I'm not dealing with you anymore. And then I switched over to Videoleap. I still use Splice a little bit, but nowhere near as much as I did back then. In 2018, I made a video called Hornby Face Off. It was in the style of one of the Skimmerai videos. I completely forgot the dude's name. I do apologize. But it was basically like a spin on one of his videos with my models, comparing the Thomas model, the Percy model, the James model, and the Santa's Express engine. I didn't have Gordon, Henry, Edward, Sparky, Rose, all those characters at the time, so it was just those four. And it was like, and I didn't actually have a permanent layout, it was just something on my floor. And this continued that way until I want to say August, when I got a permanent space for it. So I managed to just put tracks down and record videos. And in August, I don't exactly know the date of the first Hornby Adventures episode, but around, I want to say 13th, I think, the first Hornby Adventures episode, James and the Troublesome Trucks, was released to the public. In 2019, I posted what was probably one of my biggest videos, the Need for Steam. And while admittedly I'm not too fond of Need for Steam nowadays, it did set the groundwork for future movies. I then dabbled with another movie. One of the movies was called Rose in the Lost World and involved Rose traveling to an unknown area and meeting engines like Alfie and Frank, I think. However, this idea was abandoned, and I decided to stitch this and my other movie, The Revenge of Shadow, into one to form what is effectively just The Revenge of Shadow. However, this isn't the only long remaining series that I have on my channel at this moment in time. I also have another series that was created in 2021 called Plushy Empires, and it involved Snorlax domineering and basically cornering people and making them surrender to his side. Basically, Snorlax just reigns terror, and it's up to a group of rebellions by the names of Yoshi, James, Percy, Henry, and Ninky to stop him. I admittedly have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this series, but I'm gonna save that for when I review the series as a whole, because admittedly I don't really want to feel like talking about all my problems with it in this video, and I figured it'd probably be best if I save it for one huge video. However, this year, I'm focusing on something else. In 2018, I created a Cars parody called Engine, and admittedly the original is pretty crap. So I basically unlisted all those videos and redid it again from scratch in 2020. However, I got up to part 6 and then just stopped. Then I restarted it again in 2021, and I am really happy with how this one's going. This is on track to be probably one of my favorite video things I've done, purely for the animation. It really goes to show how far my animations come. But however, this takes a long ass time. So expect one of these around a few months. I plan on getting at least 3 parts out by the end of the year. Beats the 2 that I got out last year. And admittedly, I just left 5 on the back burner until around December when I finally got off my ass to finish it. So expect a lot of engines this year, and expect a lot of another series called Yoshi Reviews. Yoshi Reviews is my review series where I take films and shows like cars on the road. That was my primary focus on my first episode of this review series. And basically see what worked, see what didn't work, and everything in between. I've done cars on the road, so I'm actually kind of straying away from cars here. I'm actually stepping into a new territory of video, like media. MLP. Okay, I'm fully preparing myself to get absolutely smacked over the head with this, but I just like this, okay? When I first got into this in about August 2022, I was actually quite surprised myself at how solid this was. I also gave the spin-off to FIM, which is EG. I actually plan on reviewing the first EG movie next in Yoshi Reviews. That's not to say I'm exclusively sticking there. I obviously plan on going back to Cars and reviewing all 3 movies in their own separate videos. And Thomas will most definitely get his time in the spotlight when the time comes. However, I'm now going to focus my attention more to the behind the scenes because getting this series out was actually quite tough. I had this idea back in 2021 and I just wanted to get it started, but I just could not find the right thing to start with. One minute I was more towards reviewing something Thomas, the next I was more on Cars, then it was Wall-E, and then something else. I just did not know where to start. Then, Cars on the Road came out. I was like, oh, I'll do that. I actually planned on doing EG first. It was like, oh, I'll just review this. And then Cars on the Road came out. And it was like, you get out of here. You come in. You're going to be my review subject. And that's how Yoshi Reviews was made. Tough. But at least it's out now. And that's it. I've got nothing else to say other than the fact that I've made us a little montage for the end. From when I started to where I am now. And if you're sneaky, I may throw in some sneak peeks to some future projects. So, that's it for my 6th anniversary video. Thanks for watching. And until next time, have a good one.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. We're opening a huge tip.
This year, James will be going on an adventure. Nobody feels more happy to work there than James.
E2-class tank engine.
Oh my goodness, Snowies!
Abruptly, he crashed into me and moved me out the way. Squirm, squirm, squirm. Stuck in the middle of a burning forest. Oh! Right, let's just start. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hold on. basically supporting the same sponsor. What is going on here?
Yes, yes! My clone army is complete! All of you, grab your weapons! Grab all of your power!
It's all gas and goes from McQueen today.
That's right, no tires again.
Now, normally I'd say that's a short-term gain, long-term.
Wait, who's this? What the?
Oh, I'm going to! You took mouth!
Now you're pushing your luck.
Oh, what's up, guys?
We have to go! I wasn't expecting Cars level animation.
Where is McQueen?